Rayman for the Game Boy. For the Game Boy Color, I should say. There's actually 2 Rayman games I'm going to be talking about. Rayman 1 and Rayman 2 for the Game Boy Color. So, yes, I played these. My experience is going to be shorter than usual, since I don't have a lot of pages on both games, and they're actually very short in comparison to, you know, regular, normal, like, console games. Like shorter than their console counterparts. And I know, yes, I'm wearing the same clothing, okay? I know nobody says some shit, but I know there's probably somebody out there that's thinking about this right now. Like, wait, why is Alex, you know, like, wearing the same fucking shit, like, per live stream? That's kind of disgusting. You know, and I'm gonna tell you this. No, it's not. Okay. I'm back. Hello. I'm back. Okay. I had to get in my own stream. I was gonna put the music in this one, but I'll just link in the description for. And the music's also the same. Like Rayman 1 GBC or GB Game Boy Color, like its OST is actually like the same for Rayman 2 as well. So it's not even gonna be that different. But anyways, let's get into the gameplay, shall we? And also, actually, before we start talking about the notes, just to kind of stretch it. The reason why I'm making a My Experience episode right now instead of like earlier in the day is because I just kind of felt like I wanted to make a My Experience today as well. So then that way, when it gets to Friday or maybe Saturday of this week, depending on how I feel about uploading, I can talk about Donkey Kong Country and just get some games out of the way that I felt like I should have talked about weeks ago. So let's get into it, shall we? Okay, background. So here we go. We're going to be talking about the background this episode. So the background. Rayman Game Boy Color is a 2D side-scrolling platform video game based on the original Rayman game. It was first released for the Game Boy Color in 2000, and this version of Rayman is much shorter than the original due to cartridge size limitations. So basically, like, this Rayman 1 compared to like Rayman 1 PlayStation 1 video. By the way, you guys can go check out my experience on Rayman 1, Sony PlayStation version. It's actually a really good game, but the graphics, everything is definitely dimmed down. Like, in comparison, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Let me give y'all a demonstration. I won't probably have no audio in there. Oh my god, a fucking advertisement. Always gotta be one of those. Alright. So I'm gonna show you like what the art looks like. Gameplay. It's different, to say the least. This is the gameplay. So, levels in this game are based off of Rayman 1 for sure. But this game plays completely different. Or not different, but you get my point. This game is different. It's just that, you know, compared to PS1 Rayman, which you guys have all seen, I think, by this point, PS1 Rayman looks completely different from the gameplay I just showed you. So, that's what you're looking at the entire game when, that's what you're playing. And to be honest, you're probably wondering to yourselves a little bit, Alex, why the fuck are you out here playing this? And it's like, I wanted to play every Rayman game that kind of got my interest. And sure, the graphics of this game to some people may be like, this game looks bad, Alex, why are you playing this garbage? But if you think about it, like, it doesn't matter about graphics. It matters about how the gameplay is and the story beats that's going along with it. In my honest opinion, that's all you need for a game. You don't need the whole graphics department. Let's say this, right? If the graphics are complete shit, sure. Like, if the graphics are absolutely awful, dead, like, to look at, I may understand. Or actually, no, I don't understand. Because even if the graphics aren't as quality standard as a PS5, as a fucking... You fuckers got a lot of, like, this high, super high graphic shit. And we did, too. Back in my day, we did, too. Well, in our day, we thought it was anyway. But compared to, you, like, what new people be getting, like, PS5 shit, Nintendo Switch stuff? Yeah, nah. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't matter about the graphics, it matters about the gameplay in hand. And honestly, this game right here, Rayman 1 GBC, is really, really engaging. Like, throughout the beginning, middle, and end. I'm telling you, it's a really engaging game with awesome... If the graphics aren't stopping you from playing, how they look isn't too important. Exactly. It's about the gameplay. It's about how immersive the player can feel from the game. Oh, man. I'm sorry. It's just, I always go on little rants every single time I bring that up. Also, S-Class, how you been? You know, it's been a minute since I've seen you in my videos, you know? It's been a minute. But anyways, the story follows the same story as Rayman 1. For home consoles, Mr. Dark has stolen the great fortune that keeps Rayman's lovely, peaceful world safe. It's up to Rayman to save the world. So yes, they kept the same story as Rayman 1 for the Game Boy Color version of this game. So yeah. Number 1, like I said, this game right here only has 6 notes, so bear with me here. Alright, I like the title screen music. So the title screen music, if you want to look up what the title screen music's like, I'm good, just drawing here and there. How have you been? I have been doing good. I have been living life. I've been playing a lot of my Nintendo Switch, and as you can see, I want to show you guys all the fucking Switch games I fucking have. Like, this is ridiculous. And I got all of these in less than a year. Most of them are from Louis. Origami King was from my dad. Every other game Louis has gotten for me. I already have a big ass Switch collection. But currently I'm playing this, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. But anyways, back to what I was saying. My apologies. It's just I've been doing good. Well, I mean, I have been thinking a lot as of late, like about my life and how I should go about it, but I try my best not to let that disturb me from, like, videos and all that other sort of stuff, like live streaming, all that stuff. But anyways, number 2, Rayman in the beginning of this version of Rayman 1, he starts out being able to attack with his fist, unlike the PS1 version. So, the big difference with this game and PS1 version when they both started out is, in the PS1 version, you had no powers. You had none of your abilities. You can't punch, you can't helicopter hair, you can't, you can jump, move left and right, and crouch. That's it. That's all you can do. You can't do the punch that Rayman is kind of iconic and known for in the beginning of Rayman 1. It's an ability you have to unlock, but in the GBC version of this game, for example, if you played the Game Boy Color version of this game before you played the console version, that's going to throw you off a lot. But the fact that Rayman's able to fucking punch actually impressed me, because I was expecting this game just to be a hard copy, because especially back then, when you're making, like, take example of Rayman 3, you know, like, you have the same name for something, but it can be completely different, or you can have the same name of the game, but also, like, the downgraded port versions try their hardest to mimic and replicate their console counterparts, and that's what I thought this game was going to do. It does and it doesn't. It's almost like the Donkey Kong Land games, if you want to be real, which I'll talk about those at a much later date. But for now, the fact that he was able to punch already at the beginning is already a fucking wonderful first step. Number 3, Rayman in this game has 5 hit points before he dies, unlike the PS1 version where he only has 3 until you collect a little balloon shit. Because in the original, there was like this pea balloon shit that you had to collect that will give you the 5 hit points. But in this game, Rayman actually just starts out with 5. You see, Rayman Game Boy Color is already kind of starting out better. You know, you're able to punch, and you're not able to helicopter hair in the beginning, but you're able to punch and stuff, and you're keep that in mind, you're already able to punch and shit, and you have 5 hit points. That's actually pretty generous. Compared to the PS1 version. No, this video is not going to be me shitting on the PlayStation 1 version. I'm just pointing them out. I'm just pointing them out. But yeah, anyways. Number 4, if you die, you pretty much have to start at the beginning of the level. Crazy, I know, but it makes sense. It makes sense. There's no checkpoints in earlier stages. Like, in the stages, like, in the levels and stuff, there's not really a whole lot of checkpoints. So if you, like, die at any point, you're kind of just, like, forced to kind of go back. Like, it's kind of like you're forced to just be like, hey man, you're gonna have to go take your ass to the beginning. And I understood that since the level wasn't like difficult or anything. And to be honest, I'm just saying, like, it makes sense. 5. All the levels in Dream Forest / Spellbound Forest were pretty easy, all things considered, but the level design felt really good and simple. And I'm telling you, in Dream Forest / Spellbound Forest, it really did feel good. It felt nice. It was like a nice little takeaway from like what I'm used to. Like, I remember like when playing the original Rayman 1, shit got tough quick. No cap, shit really hit the fan quick. So, like, but anyways, here's Spellbound Forest. Very 8-bitty. 6. The 8-bit soundtrack for Dream Forest levels were pretty good, though. And to be honest, yeah, no cap, the 8-bit soundtrack for Dream Forest / Spellbound Forest were really good in my opinion. And I don't think, and by the way, yes, I'll link the description and the soundtrack down below like I did in my previous episode of Super Mario Sunshine. I make sure to do that every time now, like regardless, because it's just like, think about it. It's like, it makes sense why I put like the music, because I don't want to get copyrighted by these fucking companies, you know? But anyways, my apologies. But anyways, number 7. Not gonna lie, I love the art in this game because it's not only they show what you're about to do in the next level. You and the art, and looking at the art is really cool. It's like really cool looking. So I'm sorry, it's just that the spelling errors I have in my notes, I kind of get like fucked over by my own notes sometimes. And it's like, dude, are you like writing this shit in pen or are you like texting it? It's like, yes, I have texted notes. But anyways, my point is the art in this game is pretty much hand drawn. I felt like it was kind of drawn by some kids, you know? And that's actually kind of cool if kids actually were allowed, or somebody's kids were allowed to do the art. Like, the art in this game is very simplistic. Take a minute to look up Rayman Game Boy Color's like art between levels and stuff, and also they'll sometimes use the same art to like show off like the different area, like they'll reuse the same image in this game. Since this game is very like, the limitations, you could definitely tell this game was pretty limited, and even for it being limited, I still had a really good fucking time. Anyways, I'm getting way off topic. Anyways, number 8, Bandland / Airy Tunes had good levels. No cap, I really enjoyed them. Nowhere near as hard as the original. This is also a thing that this game has over the original Rayman 1. Rayman 1 Game Boy Color and Rayman 2 Game Boy Color, and I'm going to say this on camera, are nowhere near as hard as the PlayStation 1 game entirely. I'm not going to lie. You could beat this game within an hour or two, to be straight up honest with you, before we even continue. You can literally beat these games within an hour, and I actually beat these games I don't know about back-to-back, but I do know I beat them within the same day I picked them up. And they're that short. It makes sense why they're short, because Game Boy Color games aren't supposed to be known for being super long, little mini shits, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, number 9, Bandland / Airy Tunes has a good OST. I'm gonna let you guys like listen to the OST. Like, I'm gonna stop like, you know, having the OST because kind of give y'all like a OG type of vibe with my experience videos. Because I remember in my older ones, I would sit there and I would actually just speak, you know. And I know music makes my speaking like a little bit less annoying, probably. But, you know, just bleh. Bleh. Number 10, Rainy Forest. The level was fun, not gonna lie, but I wish there was more. There were more to Rainy Forest, honestly. 11, Rainy Forest OST slaps. I like how this song feels so good. 12, Rocky Peak. This level had 3 segments. Segment 1 was a normal / typical Rayman stage. second segment, we got a temporary ability to infinitely fly, which was reused in Rayman 1. Actually, Rayman be using this a lot, like the ability to infinitely, like, helicopter air for a short period of time. It makes sense. I mean, but it's been in, like, so many Rayman games. Third segment was another normal/typical Rayman stage, but a little bit harder. 13, I know you get helicopter air before this point, but I just wanted to say I love it, like, a lot. So I'm just trying to get through the game because there's not really that many pages, and I don't want to waste too many people's time today since this episode is way more in the afternoon. So I'm just going to kind of swing by a lot of this. 14, Ancient Forest. First segment, lots and lots of swinging on ropes and stuff. Second segment, lots of swinging and platforming to be dead ass. Like, I'm just being dead ass. That's what it was. Swinging and platforming. Third segment, way less swinging, to be honest. I really liked swinging. I really liked going on the vine and going, near, 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 near. 15, the OST for Ancient Forest was pretty alright. Not the best, but good. 16, the Fiery Depths. The first segment, the usual, to be honest, but with lava-like stuff now, XD. Basically, it's usual platform, but you have to watch out for lava now. Second segment, more crazy platforming. Third segment, keep going up because lava is rising. So if you remember Rayman 1 also having like the rising water type levels, that's pretty much what this third segment was. The fourth segment, another tempo super fly section level, which is kind of good. 17, the Fiery Depths had a banger OST in this game, no cap. 18, the Arcane Forest. So, the first segment, bro, lots of instant death spikes here. And there's one leap of faith jump, which, I didn't like at all. But still a good area. Which, you guys know me, I don't like the leap of faith jumps. They suck. And instant death spikes. So, for example, like, if you touch the spike on accident, like, you lose all your lives and you have to go back to where you last spawned. But yeah, second segment, lots of spikes that will one-tap, and honestly, this is a really well-rounded segment, to be honest. Third segment, Dark Rayman chases me throughout the whole level, which is fun as fuck, which is pretty much the same thing as Rayman 1 PS1, but it's been forever since I played Rayman 1 PS1, by this video's, in time, like, sure, it may have just been a few weeks between each other since they've been uploaded, but in actual time, it's been forever since I played Rayman 1 to this game, so. Fourth segment, Mr. Dark inverted my movement control, so I had to navigate throughout this part like this, which is kind of bull. Mr. Dark. So, I actually want to, legit, I'm not kidding. Mr. Dark, okay? This was hard to fathom for me, back when I was playing, because when I played the PS1 version, I really wanted to fight Mr. Dark. Mr. Dark, to me, was an interesting enough villain. I know his name is kind of lame as fuck, but Mr. Dark, for me, he really was like, oh my, I actually flipped my shit. Because we're actually, and I mean we're actually fighting again. Like, we're fighting Mr. Dark. Not Rayman Redemption. Like, what? Like, that's what I'm like, you're cat. So let me get through this whole level. Right? I guess he had no audio. Oh, well, no. Well, he has audio. But anyways. Mr. Dark. This means a lot to me, folks. Like, you actually fight Mr. Dark. And it made me upset because the PlayStation 1, a console that has way better hardware, way stronger, and has way more, like, freedom to build a game. And these fuckers literally decided, hey, fuck it, let's let them fight a multiple amalgamation of previous bosses in PS1. That shit pissed me off a lot. And since my video fucked up on Rayman 1 before, what is it? Since my video on Rayman 1 fucked up the last 15 minutes, what I was saying in that video was I was very angry that you don't actually get to fight Mr. Dark except amalgamation of literally previous bosses. And I literally made this, like, my point. Rayman 2 GBA, right? So we're gonna get my final thoughts down. Let me just type it in, okay, so I can have notes. Okay? Because I'm not kidding. This shit pissed me off a lot. Mr. Dark final battle. Man throws small fireballs, shoots lightning at me, in a ball form tries to hit me, and honestly, at least Mr. Dark fought me. Unlike the PS1 version where he just created a fusion types of the same bosses and had to fight and had them fought me, which kind of sucks in a way, but fuck it. See, like, when I was playing before, I was like, fuck it, but now I'm thinking about it, it really, really pissed me off. Like, it pissed me off in a way because it made me upset, because I was like, I really wanted to fight Mr. Dark in this game. And you know what? But in PS1, I mean. But here I got my fight I wanted. I at least got to fight Mr. Dark. It wasn't, you know, amalgamation of bosses. And if you realize there's literally no bosses in this game other than Mr. Dark, there literally is no bosses. None of the bosses from the PS1 version of the game come back in this game, so that's kind of weird. But I get it. Limitations, and some of them were really big. Or a lot of them were big, probably too much for the cartridge side, so they had to do what they could. But anyways, final thoughts on Rayman Game Boy Color. This game was honestly really freaking good, and it's nowhere near as hard as the PlayStation 1 version. So for players that never want to go back to the PS1 version, can give this one a go. Sure, it may not compare to the PS1 version and other versions, but I think it's one of the easiest ways to play Rayman 1 without worrying about backtracking for cages or fighting. Well, you still have to backtrack for cages for 100%, but still. Or cages, or fighting multiple different hard bosses or platforming stages that are way too bullshit. If you don't care about how the game looks, then give this game a go, because honestly, it's worth your time, and it's not even that long of a game. Maybe about 3 hours or so, and you're done. And honestly, I will take that any day, man. Thank you to everyone who worked on this game. Y'all made a wonderful game. 10 is 10 as usual. Beaten Rayman Game Boy Color, May 18th, 2022. So all the way back in May. So go back to my Rayman 1 video where I described when I beat that game. And I beaten Rayman 1 GBC pretty early on in the year, actually. So I was doing this shit all early in the year. So, but anyways, my experience with Rayman 2, The Great Escape Game Boy Color. What the fuck?
Okay.
God damn, bro. I didn't mean to turn up that loud. My apologies. Yeah, you actually have little Rayman art like, hey, start the game, bitch. Right there, you know? See, and again, they do the same story as Rayman 2. I love the art that they do for Rayman and the characters. But anyways, yeah, it just starts off exactly like original Rayman. And the graphics are the exact same as the first game. And you know what? If Nintendo Switch Online adds these games, oh man, people get to actually experience these. But anyways, if you want to play Rayman 2 GBC, yeah, GBC, Game Boy Color, you know, download an emulator, or actually if you have a Game Boy lying around, maybe try to find Rayman 1 and 2 at your local stores. Even though they most likely won't sell them bitches, but try to find them on eBay. But even then, eBay is kind of a bitch, which is why people choose to emulate. Anyways, background. Rayman 2 Forever GBC / Rayman 2 The Great Escape GBC, whatever you want to call it, is a port of Rayman 2 that was released only on the Game Boy Color. It was released in 2001, the same year my brother was born. Story. The plot follows Rayman 2 to an extent. Rayman has been captured and freed by Globox. He is then set out to reunite the four masks of Pokolocus and defeat Razorbeard. Many other plot points, such as Rayman meeting up with Clark, freeing Lee, have been removed, which is kind of lame if you ask me. Anyways, unlike OG Rayman 2, the masks aren't always found within sanctuaries, and they are never guarded by a guardian. Instead, they appear as a collectible near the spiral door at the end of the level they appear in. So, it is completely different from how the original Rayman 2 was. And to be honest, let's just see. And by the way, I have 13 pages for this game, so we're going to be here for a fat minute. Number 1, I like the menu music, not going to lie to you, which you guys heard. Number 2, hell, the file select music is shell writing theme from OG Rayman 2. I love it, and I love how I caught on to the reference. 3, Fairy Glade. First segment was very, very easy area to get used to the controls and whatnot. Segment 2, we were platforming up this giant tree for most of the section of the level. Third segment, just more platforming, honestly, and we found Lee, and she told us to get 4 masks. Number 4, Rayman has his punch ability and a helicopter hair off the bat in this game, which I really like. And you guys know me. As a Rayman fan, I love punching and the helicopter hair. You can listen to me talk about the helicopter hair and my experience with Rayman Origins and Legends, my experience with Rayman 1, PS1, my experience with Rayman 3 GBA, my experience with Rayman 3 GameCube, you know, my experience with Rayman, Rayman 2 N64, my experience with Rayman 1 PS1, I love Rayman's abilities, okay? And the fact that we immediately have them here in this game is a major step up. No, the song in Fairy Glade was pretty cool. Alright. 5, Marshes of Awakening. The first segment, I was climbing up a lot of nets and platforming over lily pads. It was extremely fun, and at the end of the level, I got to see Mr. Snake to give me a ride to reach the end of the area. Second segment. Again, with lots of climbing on these net-like things, and also lots of spikes. Like, damn. And some switches I had to hit to move on to the next bit. Move on. Third segment, just your usual platforming, no cap. Like, it really is like your usual, like, regular platforming. Third segment, not third segment. I meant great stage, and the OST for this level was a head bopper, no cap. Which, again, I'm going to put the OST in the description of this live stream, so you guys can go ahead and go listen to the music. It's going to be top of the description. And also, make sure you guys check out my other episodes, Luigi's Wacky Adventures of My Experience, because this is the 42nd episode of the My Experience show, man. It's crazy, isn't it? We're getting to 50 episodes. But anyway, 6, Well Bay. The first segment, the first part was fucking amazing, man. Got to swing off these rings again, which was awesome. And I thought Well Bay was going to have us be swimming. But it's more like an ice-like place, to be straight up with y'all. Second segment, the segment was long as shit, but some of it hitting a lot of switches to proceed to the next area, which is kind of a drag. I remember it being a drag where they're kind of already reusing gimmicks from the previous stage where you're hitting switches, and I'm like, dude, why are you hitting switches so much? But anyways, I didn't complain about it since it's just a minor nitpick. Third segment, after a bit of sliding off shit, I found the first mask and the level was over, which was very short compared to the second segment. Which makes sense, because the third segment, if the first segment is decent, the second segment's going to be the longest, and then the third's going to be short. I mean, that is kind of like a whole level right there. So, I mean, Either way, Well Bay was pretty good, And the song was pretty good too, no cap. And another thing is, if you die and don't collect white lum, you start the level over. But if you collect the white lums, if you die, you spawn there instead. So white lums in this game are like your checkpoints / your respawn if you die. So make sure you collect those when you're playing this game. 7, the Cave of Bad Dreams. And you guys know me, I love the Caves of Bad Dreams in Rayman 2. It was actually really fun in the original Rayman 2. First segment, this area confused the fuck out of me. I was trying to make progress like I usually do, and I got stuck for a bit, which I fucking hated. But after a while, I figured out where I needed to go, and the part wasn't so bad. I mean, it really wasn't that bad, but the skulls everywhere, and the music slaps so hard. The Caves of Bad Dreams, Rayman 2 Game Boy Color. Like, OST, where is it? Like, I think they actually do have different OST. I'm thinking they do. Yeah. Hold on. Oh, whoops. I was trying to find, fuck. Okay, whatever. I don't care. I guess I won't find it. But yeah, I really love the music. Second segment, the whole level was using super helicopter air to get where I need to go. To get where I needed to be. Still lots of fun. Third segment, again, the third and final part of this level was short as hell. I hope this doesn't become a trend. Because when I was playing this game, I really didn't want... What is it? I really didn't want, like, the third segment always to be the shortest. I kind of want it to be, like, a little bit longer, if you catch my drift. Like, I don't want levels being too long, but I don't want levels being too short either. I want them to be the perfect length. Either way, the whole Cave of Bad Dreams level, probably my favorite part in this game so far. The Bad Dreams aesthetic, they got me going, man. Like, aesthetic, they got me going. 8, the canopy. First segment, basically climbing and moving around on spider webs to try to find the end of the segment. Not really much to say. Second segment, this part of the level was pretty much the same, but with way less web climbing, to be honest. Third segment, well, the third part of this level was pretty long, and pretty much the same as the last 2 segments I just discussed, but we found the second mask. It was an alright level, I enjoyed it, but if your segments are feeling samey, I feel like they should try and change that. Even I know its limitations, but I feel like they need to change that a little bit. You know, because they can't just have the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. Also, before I continue, I have been, like... you know, kind of been thinking about maybe trying to gain more subscribers. I don't know. If y'all got any friends that are interested in my type of videos, maybe ask them if they want to like and subscribe, maybe. I don't know. I was just thinking about it. It was in the back of my head, and I was like, you know, YouTube's been saying that I don't gain subscribers, so, subscribe, please. That would be nice. Also, like the videos. I know I don't show my likes and dislikes, but still, like, show the video some love. Like, give it a like. You know, it'll put my video out more in the YouTube algorithm. Number 9, Sanctuary of Stone and Fire. The first segment, bro, I had to not only do the usual platform, but I also had to dodge fire coming out of these steam holes. And, and punching grapes into lava and riding them, which reminded me a lot of the original Rayman 2 for console, where you had to do the same thing. And you had to do the same thing in the original Rayman 1 as well, because, you know, punching grapes throughout the water to help you navigate to get to that distance, because a jump wouldn't make it, was pretty nice. So this is kind of like throwing Rayman 1 references all over the place. Second segment, this part felt like a maze, and I had to go around to figure out where the right path was. At least to me, anyway. And you guys know me, I don't like mazes. I never liked mazes because if I get lost, I easily get lost. Like, it's like in my it's not in my nature, but it's like when I get lost, I don't like it. You know, it starts to ruin my overall enjoyment for what I'm doing and for the game in general. Like, if I am lost. And it's like, you shouldn't make your player feel lost. And that's what I feel like Metroid does to me a lot, or any type of Metrovania for the most part. They get me too lost, and that's why I'm not encouraged to play them more, you know? But anyways. Third segment was a rising level stage where you have to constantly go upwards to avoid the rising lava. Cool idea. But they kind of used that in the original Rayman 1, Rayman 1 GBC, and here, so it's kind of nothing new. It's, anyways, this place is a bomb. Really felt nice being here, and the OST here is nice. So, pretty nice. 13, Echoing Caves. Honestly, look way more of a forest than the cave, to be straight with y'all. Which, no cap. It really did look like a forest. Segment 1. Well, it was a forest level for the first segment of this whole stage, but as we continued, we were heading into a cave. Which I found weird, because it's called Echoing Cave. Don't you think we're in a cave that echoes? You know, instead of just heading into a cave, like, take the first segment part as a forest, and then at the end of it, we're going into a cave. It's like, why don't we just get into the cave right then and there and just play the segments in the cave? Whatever. Second segment, we were actually in a cave, which is pretty neat, and the section is pretty chill, all things considered. Third segment, I love this part of the stage. Lots of waiting on platforms and lots of climbing. Again, lol, we got the third mask. This level overall was pretty alright. I'm not gonna say like it's God saying it's good. Oh man, but I can't wait to talk about. I just remembered something. The boss of this. I'll bring it up when we get there. Number 11, the principal. The first segment, bro, this section of the stage is kind of hard to get through, not gonna lie. The second segment is going upward and having to dodge some barrels from above or below. Third segment, honestly, this section of the level was pretty easy compared to the previous stages, no cap. Boss. Just some iron robot that you punch until he's dead, which takes a fat minute to be honest. Oh my god. So this boss battle is really, and I mean really, the boss battle is lame in this game. So they have a boss battle here and then at the end of the game. Which the boss battle here was really fucking lame. If it wasn't lame before, it's definitely lame now. I honestly really don't enjoy the boss here. The boss was so bare bones. Actually, it's less than bare bones. It was less than average. Oh shit. My apologies. Give me a second. You see, one of my viewers 2 days ago one of my viewers 2 days ago, he was telling me, you know, hey Alex, I saw you were exhausted. Can you get a drink of water in your next My Experience, which I have it right here. In your next My Experience, so we can go ahead and because you looked very exhausted and your voice, it sounds like you were stretching out your voice and shit. Which also, I appreciate that from my viewer, because, you know, Naruto, I don't know why I have a lot of viewers with anime names, but whatever. Alright, my nigga Naruto kind of pointed out to me, he was like, hey bro, it's a long ass comment, but pretty much what he wanted me to do, he was kind of worried about my health a little bit and like safety a little bit. So he told me to like kind of get a drink of water, you know, when you do these streams and stuff, have it like right next to you. And I promised him I would have it right next to me, or, you know, at least in the vicinity of me when I do these type of live streams. But this one isn't like 2 hours long or anything. Anyways. But the boss was so bad. The robot just shoots you a bit. And it's like, that's it. That is literally it for the boss. And it sucks. It's not even good. It's just an iron robot pirate from Rayman 2. Obviously, the iron robot pirates were cool. But it was like, this version of him, I don't know if you guys even need to see that. Okay, maybe we'll see that, okay? Boss. Like, I couldn't believe it. Because I was sitting there, I was like, this boss is gross! My apologies. Which, I'm not kidding, this boss is disgusting. I absolutely hated this boss. Renee, how you doing, man? Shit, it's, hey, hi. Shit. I didn't know Renee was gonna come in here. Hey, man, just, streaming, you know, just, Renee's like, what is this nigga doing, bro? That's Renee right now. He's like, what's up, Alex? What's up, bro? They're not gonna show us, aren't they? They're not gonna show us like that. Okay. Alright. Not gonna show me. I'll try my best to find it for y'all. And I got you. No. Yep, this is the lava. The cave. I think this is the principal stage. Yes, here it is. Found it. I just woke up and all I hear, I mean, this shit is gross. It is! Swear to God. I swear to God. It's gross as fuck. Oh my God. Okay. Oh God. Ah! Okay. Look at this. This is the entire boss. Well, let me. What the fuck? I thought that was it. Okay, here it is. This is the Iron Pirate you fight. This is all he does. This is trash. Look at this. Okay, Rayman 1 console had better bosses. Jack Skellington, The Nightmare Before Christmas on GBA had better bosses. Super Mario Land 1 and 2 had better bosses. Donkey Kong Land 1 and 2 and 3 had better bosses than this. And Donkey Kong Land and Super Mario Land and Wario Land, matter of fact, are all on the same fucking handheld console. And you're telling me this is what Rayman 2 GBC is capable of? Bullshit. Look at that. And ew. And it takes, look, I'm sorry, y'all, for y'all joining so late, because we're already almost done. But I'm telling you, disgusting. Gross. And I'm not kidding, that has easily been the most disappointing Rayman boss battle I've seen. I couldn't believe they said they were in the studio developing this game, and they said, you look at like Super Mario Land and then Super Mario Land 2, and you say, okay, these guys actually have genuinely okay bosses, better than this trash. And then the developers of Rayman 2 Game Boy Color were like, they were in the studio like, we should make most of the levels platforming levels, which was a good decision. But we should include none of the bosses from the original Rayman 2, since that's too much for our hardware. But we should have this Iron Pirate boss, bro! We should literally make this nigga, like, just, he shoots and then goes in the ground and pops back up wherever Rayman was last at his location. Dude, fucking genius, dude! That's awesome! Hell yeah, little kids are definitely gonna enjoy this. Me. I am 20 years old, bitch! Alright, I'm not kidding. Alright, look. Even as a 6-year-old or something, I'd be like, can we at least get Bowser? At least he jumps and throws fucking fire. Meanwhile, this Iron Pirate bitch looking stupid nigga is just shoot 2 to 3 green bullets and then go in the ground and wait till he pop back up again so you can just punch him in the face. And I'm not kidding, it takes forever to defeat this guy. It took me a fat minute. Especially all my deaths I had fighting this fucking thing. And I know, I'm probably so fucking Alex, relax. It's just a Game Boy Color boss, bro. Game Boy Color games aren't like that. Super Mario Land 1, Super Mario Land 2, Donkey Kong Land 1 through 3, Wario Land 1, Wario Land 2, and Wario Land 3. All of those are great examples of better bosses than this trash. And if you say I'm wrong, you clearly haven't played any of those. Moving on. My nigga was just like, oh my god. Lucas, how you, I'm doing great. And the reason why I'm doing my experience again on Monday is so we can do another one either Friday or Saturday. Just either one of those 2 days, okay? I'll do another my experience in probably like 4 days or something. Just like and subscribe, please, and we'll get there because I'm talking about Donkey Kong Country, and I've been very excited to talk about some Donkey Kong. We're finally having Donkey Kong like coming to the channel and shit. Anyways, 12, the Sanctuary of Rock and Lava. First segment, a lot more platforming. I'm just keeping it that for now. Second segment, more of the same with swinging and crazy gaps that can be your doom. Third segment, another super helicopter hair. And it was tough as balls to be real and pretty annoying. We found the fourth mask, and the reason why... Oh, never mind. I get to it. Yeah. 13, Tooth of Ancients. First segment, more of the same. Second segment, more of the same. Basically, aka more platforming for first segments of Tooth of Ancients. And the third segment of this level, even more super helicopter hair. Like, Jesus, man! Like, I'm not kidding. I love helicopter hair, okay? You get the fucking float around as Rayman. But these developers were literally in the studio like this. I'm gonna tell you right now. Hey guys, how many platforming levels have we developed? Let's see, a good 12. And let's make many of those be helicopter segments. Like infinite helicopter hair segments where you have to constantly keep flying and going up and down. So, like, look, I love the super helicopter hair like the next nigga, okay? But even I'm like, okay, this is getting a little bit too much, especially after Rapid Succession. Especially after you did it a fucking world ago, like a whole level ago, okay? And then you're doing it again for this one. Look, I get it. It's okay to use the same gimmicks. I don't blame you, okay? I get it. It's limitations, but still, at least spread them out a little bit further apart. That's like Mario, okay, walking around the same. Like, think about this, okay? Put this in your hands for a second. Get here. Here's a demonstration for you, okay? So you literally have my boy Rayman or my boy Mario. He's running around jumping in grasslands. World 2, like after World 1, you just did grasslands. World 2, grasslands. Didn't you just do that a whole world before? Why are we back here? That's how I felt like. And by the way, the reason why I'm yelling right now is because I'm like, I can. I mean, you guys always know I can. I've always been a yeller. But anyway, seriously, that is annoying. Why would you do that over and over again? But anyways, I digress. The final boss of this game. They quote-unquote said this was Razorbeard and give you the same fight with the same Iron Pirate! I can't make this up! This is literally the boss you fought 2 times ago, except they threw him again as the final boss, and they called this guy Razorbeard. What the fuck? Man! Not right. I'm gonna be honest, that's not right. You should not do that. Okay, any game developer person watching my videos, do not do this. Please. Spare yourself. Spare me the bullshit. You know what? I'm not even going to show you. And I'm not kidding. These fuckers have the audacity to say, let's pull the same shitty boss we had from literally a level or two ago and throw it back here at the final.
Boss we had.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, that's not okay. And as you guys know, I literally just fought this boss like a fucking level or two ago. And they want to throw him back in here. Like, and call him Razorbeard, give him a different name, but the fucking villain, they were too lazy to give Razorbeard a proper sprite. They did the first game more justice by having Mr. Dark be included in that one. At least they actually gave me the fight I wanted on like the PS1 version of the game. Meanwhile, Rayman 2 gives you chat shit! I'm not kidding. They literally give you the same fucking Iron Pirate boss, and they repeat that. Why? Holy fuck, it's like the niggas that created Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric came in here and said, let's create this fucking shithole. Holy fuck, dude. But anyways, I fought a page ago. It wasn't even a freaking Razorbeard. And the fight both times were fucking boring. All you have to do is wait till he gets up and hit him. Like, what the fucking hell? The first game at least lets us fight Mr. Dark, something the PS1 version didn't do. I was expecting to battle Razorbeard himself, and we just got two of the same boss. So freaking lazy, and I'm not even asking for much. I just want a nice simple fight with Razorbeard, not this trashy shit Omega disappointment. Man, let's move on to my final thoughts of this game. And I'm not kidding. That boss really stretching it out here in this bitch. I'm sorry. But it's like, if you're gonna piss me off, because first of all, you cannot do Rayman 2 like that. Rayman 2, the console version, N64, Dreamcast, maybe even PlayStation 1 was kind of the gimmicky one. Rayman 2 3DS, which is just Rayman 2 N64 version ported to 3DS. But anyways, at least Dreamcast version, the console versions anyway, actually made Rayman 2 better. Like, it was the best Rayman game. You can't do that to the best Rayman title in the series that everyone loves completely, because every Rayman fan loves Rayman 2. And the fact that these guys decided to make a shitty port, and for the most part, this game was spectacular. I loved playing this game. It actually felt a lot like the first game, just new levels. But the fact that they tried and added two bosses, and they're just the same boss, but put in two different spots, really fucked me over, man. I don't know what to even think. Like, I really don't know what to think after that. Like, what the fuck? Again, Donkey Kong Land 1 and 2 and 3 had better bosses than this. Wario Land 1, 2, 3, and 4, but I'm saying 1 to 3 because they were all in the Game Boy Color, had better bosses than this. Super Mario Land 1 and 2 had better bosses than this. It's fucking ridiculous that they decided, and color, Game Boy Color is like a little bit better. It actually adds color to the screen. That's literally what Game Boy Color is. But it's like, really? You mean you're so limited on this hardware? And it's funny, because you're so limited that you at least added Mr. Dark to your first game with multiple different attacks that were pretty interesting. But yet, you couldn't do that for the second game? What? Were you, like, going bankrupt or something when you made this shit? You shouldn't even made a second game if you were just gonna piss me off like this with the final boss. Fucking shit. Sorry. Final thoughts. I love this game so freaking much. It was more Rayman for your boy, and a lot of this game was fucking genius. But after the principal part of the game, I thought it was gonna be like the first game where there was one boss and it was the final boss. And it was the final boss. And to see it was just one of Razorbeard's robots, that pissed them to piss me off even more. There were 2 more levels after the principal, the Sanctuary and the Rock and Lava, and Tomb of Ancients. And after you're done with both those levels, you fight the robot. I just left in complete disappointment to the developers. What the fuck was this decision to put this disgraced final boss fight? There you should have just put Razorbeard and have him have 3 or 4 attacks like Mr. Dark did. Hell, give him a blaster and have him shoot different bullets with range. Anything better than what y'all did. I still enjoyed the game, but 6 out of 10. Play Rayman 1 GBC. Much better game. It really is a much better game. Overall, sure, there was more things to do in this one, but at least the bosses weren't disappointing. At least in Rayman 1 GBC, whenever you were playing it, you were playing it. You were playing for its platforming and its level design. Its music was always good, always upbeat. Sure, it's 8-bit, but it was always fucking there. Meanwhile, this fucking trash was good, but also had very repetitive level ideas with the super helicopter. I don't think this is like... I think this is actually a 5 out of 10 instead of a 6. Because I was being generous with that 6. I think this is either a 5 or a 4.5 out of 10 for me. Because final bosses are just as important as the introduction level of your game. And you should make the final boss, regardless of who it is, whatever the fuck you want to be, monstrosity, whatever. You should make your final boss good. You shouldn't make your final boss shit. I'm gonna probably say 4.5 on this game because... to be honest, that final boss really killed a lot of my hype for this game. Go play the first one. If you want to play the second one, go ahead. Fuck it. Go play the second one if you want to. For Rayman 2 GBC, play most of it and stop before the final level and final boss, to be honest with y'all. Thank you for creating Rayman 2 on the GBC. I beaten Rayman 2 Game Boy Color May 19th, 2022. So yes, I beat these games back to back. I remember I was on a party with Chris when... finishing this piece of shit. But that's Rayman 2 GBC. And again, I was mad disappointed with this one. I was surprised of how disappointed I am with both these games. Because I was sitting here like getting really happy and jittly, and because, you know, I get to enjoy these games. You know, I thought I would enjoy Rayman 1 and 2. It's like another experience of Rayman 1 and 2, but instead what I got was a really good Rayman 1 GBC port, and then a Rayman 2 GBC port that just decided to come out, and the developers decided to get lazy and not give a shit about their product to beginning, middle, to end. And they decided to half-ass some of the levels. And I don't appreciate that. Honestly, I think that is very disrespectful to Rayman, to be honest. That is very disrespectful to Rayman. Because Rayman 2's original boss fight had you fight Razorbeard in multiple phases. First on top of a volcano, and then the second part of the fight was going into the volcano and fighting Razorbeard while flying on the fucking bullet horse, or bullet barrel, you know? And it's like, we didn't even get to see that in Rayman 2 GBC. That's why I'm like sitting here disappointed. I'm actually not heartbroken, but I'm disappointed. You know what's funny? I would rather be in like, well no, that's actually kind of way too much on that. But I would rather, right, spend my time with playing anything else than playing Rayman 2 Game Boy Color again. To be honest, Rayman 2 Game Boy Color disappointed me. Rayman 1 Game Boy Color was like this. Rayman 2 Game Boy Color like this. So it was like, I love the first one, but the second one really turned me off. It's just, why did you do that to yourself? Why did you do that with these games, man? Seriously, it hurt my feelings. I don't understand. Why? You know, it's like, I went through all the trouble to playing your shit, and you're just gonna do me like that in the end? That's a big fuck you to, like, anyone who decides to play Rayman 2 GBC. Holy shit, now that's back, the fact that now that's back in my memory, that is a really big fuck you to the game, the devs, man. Or a big fuck you to the people who played it. It almost reminds me of Super Mario Sunshine's 100% completion bonus that you get. Like a big vacation card, have a nice vacation, and literally just them telling you to fuck off. Like, what the shit? But anyways, I yelled too much in this stream, I know. Pretty extra. I know. Oh, Louis texted me back 11 minutes ago. But yeah, anyways, I wanted to stream this Monday, and I know, like, it isn't Friday. And Alex, you're supposed to stream My Experience Fridays. Well, sometimes I like to change it up a little bit, kind of like the Super Mario Sunshine My Experience, where I did that on a Saturday. You know, I decided to do this Monday because on Friday, or maybe Saturday, or Thursday maybe even if we're going there, I want to talk about Donkey Kong Country. I really, really want to talk about Donkey Kong Country. So I decided to, instead of talking about Rayman like this Friday, I want to talk about Donkey Kong that Friday or Saturday or maybe Thursday. So I wanted to get this video out for y'all so you guys can have a little extra My Experience, and then we can get to Donkey Kong. And in that video, I'm having the music all the way the fuck up in that video. I'm not kidding. I'm gonna have... That's what I'm saying. I'm ready to fucking rip this shirt off or something. Go, woo, woo. You know, go Donkey Kong. Like, talk about some legends, some more SNES game. Finally, fuck. You know what I'm saying? It's about time. I'll talk about a SNES game. But anyways, this is kind of like a shorter My Experience. I kind of want to just get it out of the way, get this episode out of the way. This kind of felt like a filler episode in a way. And if you're wondering if there's more Rayman to come after this... Oh. Well, this is the last Rayman video. Unless I decide to play Rayman Raving Rabbids, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, and Rayman Raving Rabbids DS. If I want to go ahead and play all those, or different versions of Rayman 2, I could, but I'm just like, wow, this is actually the last time I'm talking about Rayman on my channel. I did not expect him to go out like this. Let me know down below if you want me to talk more about Rayman. I'm actually kind of sad about that. Maybe I should give, like, the Rayman GBA, like, Rayman Raving Rabbids, maybe GBA. Because the reason why I mainly didn't play that one is because there was too many minigames, and I want platforming. I don't want minigames like Crash 3. I want platforming. That's why I didn't play Raving Rabbids Game Boy Advance. That's why I wasn't in my Rayman 3 Game Boy Advance My Experience episode. And the reason why I didn't play DS is because it didn't really pique my interest, Rayman Raving Rabbids DS. And... Oh, shit. Like, really, I mean, I don't know if I could find a way to play Origins. Maybe I'll play Rayman Origins on the Wii, you know, when I get a Wii. Because Rayman Origins is on Wii, so maybe I could replay Origins or something. That's honestly one of the Rayman games I never looked into. Yeah, Rayman Raving Rabbids. And they also have Wii games, but I'm not playing those. I want to play Rayman for his platforming and his awesome adventures. And yes, I am missing some Rayman games, like there was another Rayman game that takes place after Rayman 3 on the Game Boy Advance as well. But it's in the same style as Banjo-Kazooie, Gruntilda's Revenge, where the character, like, the camera is like this. I'll give you a live demonstration. So take this perspective. Your character's here, and you're in a the platforms are a 2D plane, but your character's 3D, so it's gonna feel very awkward when playing like that. I'm not kidding. Grunty's Revenge, that's why you didn't see me making my experience on Grunty's Revenge or the other Rayman game in that regard, because I don't like platformers like that. I like 2D, 3D, or 2.5D like the Crash Bandicoot games. Crash, like Game Boy Advance games. But anyways, that's it. That's my experience with Rayman 1 and Rayman 2 Game Boy Color. Underrated games in the Rayman series for sure. I'm surprised like no one makes videos on these. So I just decided to kind of come out of the woodworks. Like, I mean, there's videos on these you can search up, but it's like no one is literally making like reviews type episode beats about them. So I was just kind of like, what the fuck? Make an episode! What are you doing? Give Rayman some love. Hey, also another thing, Rayman's 27th birthday was a day or two ago, so, or 3 days ago, and I want to give Rayman my respect and say happy late birthday to Rayman. I was actually on Twitter all day when that happened, when Rayman's 27th birthday was happening, and Ubisoft, I got something to say, like, before I really, like, end the stream, you know, just, like, you know, Ubisoft, you made some great games like Assassin's Creed, you know, Far Cry series, you know, you did your Little Rabbids games, you know, after you fucked over a certain someone I really like. You have like Watch Dogs or some crap, you know. And I appreciate you giving Rayman some mobile games, you know, over the years, you know, like Rayman Mini and all this other stuff. And the reason why, oh, actually, no, it's not my last, because I actually have another Rayman game coming up. After I talk about Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, because I'll go straight to playing that afterwards. It's a mobile game, but it'll work. But this will be my last Rayman video for a while. And, make a game for Rayman Ubisoft! Fuck! I'm sick of you doing him like that, man! It's been years! It's been 9 years since we got a fucking game! Give us a Rayman game! Anyways, I'm out. I'll see you guys, later. So, peace out, man. I love y'all. Like and subscribe. Yeah, like and subscribe, please. You know, I genuinely want to try and maybe gain some subscribers. So, please. Maybe like the video. Maybe share some with your friends, you know. So Ubisoft can make another Rayman game, you know what I'm saying?